Welcome back to the Universal Orlando Resort. My name is Dustin, and we're happy to have you for another episode of the Theme Park Shark. If you're new here, we kindly ask at the conclusion of this video, if you enjoyed our content, that you smash that subscribe button, turn on that bell to get notified on all of our future videos, drop a like and a comment that we can respond to. With all that said, let's take a look at the next greatest thing in Orlando, and that, my friends, is Universal's Fantastic Worlds. We're going to be taking a look at the complete history thus far of the resort and park, so let's just jump right in. Currently touted to be Universal's largest theme park ever built and will feature all-inclusive worlds, similar to what you can find at Islands of Adventure, meaning that every area of the park will be exclusively themed to an IP such as Nintendo, among many others. We'll dive deeper to that in a future video. But what we are hoping is that all worlds will be to the scale of Diagon Alley in terms of theming, and Islands of Adventure in terms of the amount of rides and shows that are located within each world. Now, this entire project kicked off in 2015 when it was found that Universal had just acquired a large chunk of land just south of the current property. More land was acquired in 2017, and all had been quiet for the most part at this new property. All land said and done is rumored to be around 1,000 acres of land, and most of which was actually originally owned by the company, but sold off about 20 years ago by the resort's prior owners during times what theme park enthusiasts call the dark times at Universal. But back to the golden age, this new land will begin with a massive parking lot and a new park and some sort of entertainment district akin to Universal City Walk. The brand new theme park will be located along Universal Boulevard, and even with it being larger, Universal is building the park with a large amount of room for future expansion. So this means that the world of any movie, TV show, video game, it will be featured at the park as that IP becomes popular in the future. So later expansion could include also another theme park in this area, potentially another water park. Hotels are certain, and the ability to add to the current park with more purposed worlds, like I mentioned earlier, in my opinion, is probably inevitable within the first 5 to 10 years of operation of the new theme park. So back to the name of the park. At the time of this recording, the name Fantastic Worlds is still just an internal placeholder name within the company. So that means that this essentially just might not be the official name that the public ends up knowing this park as. We feel that this could change, though, very soon, as Universal is set to release an epic announcement. This epic announcement and other signs have pointed to this entire new property and the resort as a whole potentially being referred to as Universal's Epic Universe. So that's interesting. If you're not convinced that this is happening, an analyst from Bank of America directly asked if the filing for this, patented name was an indication that the company was planning a fourth park, and a Comcast executive responded with saying, "We are looking at it. We love the theme park business. It's one of our best and most consistent businesses. Another park would have the advantage of turning Florida from a 2 to 3 day destination to potentially a week-long trip. We see that to be very attractive." So what this means is that Universal is trying to keep people on property, from their new hotels that are being built to now this park. They're hoping to keep guests in their grasp for a week at a time, as you will now have 3 different dry theme parks to check out: a water park in Universal's Volcano Bay, areas of shopping with City Walk and whatever shopping district will ultimately be delivered, in addition to Fantastic Worlds. And all of a sudden, Universal is a true juggernaut in the Orlando market, ready to take on the Mount. More confirmation also aroused from an internal presentation in the company that showed kind of some documents that actually showed off the logo, I guess more so a temporary logo, but it did show that the name of this park will be Universal's Fantastic Worlds. So what could Fantastic Worlds mean? Fantastic Worlds is just vague enough to kind of hold many different IPs. It doesn't seem to be held down. This means that most major intellectual properties will fit the bill for this park. Universal has all but confirmed that Nintendo will now be present in this new park, but the rest of the park is currently up in the air for our speculation, and we'll cover it in future videos. So diving into what we do know about this park is the layout. The new park will be designed in a hub and spoke design, which means that there will be a central icon in space known as a hub. Think of this as essentially the castle at Disney and a little circle area where Walt is holding Mickey. That's essentially the center of Disneyland's hub and spoke. This arguably allows for easy finding between the worlds, but I haven't personally found this to be more advantageous in navigating parks that currently have tried this design. A cool thought about this, though, is that Universal can truly make the entryway to each land very unique. Think about warp tunnels being used for maybe Mario's entryway, and a current example of a great entryway at Universal is the brickwork at Diagon. This would kind of solidify full immersion and a wow factor after entry. So when is Fantastic Worlds going to be ready for the public? If history is any indication, we can look at the opening of Universal's Islands of Adventure. This was a park that initially announced and previewed during 1997. This had an official opening in May of 1999. Islands of Adventure seemed to be about a 2 to 2.5 year timeline, but that had a little less work to be done as they weren't crafting an entirely new complex from the ground up. Universal Studios Florida already existed next door, so there was a little less in that process. But with that said, I still feel that a 3-year timeline is fair for this project and could potentially put this opening in the late months of 2022 and leading into the early months of 2023. If this is truly announced this week like we think it might be prepared for 2023, but anything earlier being a gift and anything later being a tad disappointing, but still exciting because an entirely new park with new technology is still on the way. So a lot to be very excited about. What are you guys most excited about when it comes to Universal's Fantastic Worlds? I want to know, so let me know in the comments what things that you guys either A, want to know, B, what you're excited about, or C, most importantly, I want to know what kind of worlds you guys want in Fantastic Worlds. For me, I'm leaning towards just going all out with Nintendo and Pokemon, just because I love it. And I'm not too crazy about some of the other intellectual property options for Universal. I think it would be super cool if they designated an entire world to Universal classics like Jaws and Back to the Future and things like that. It won't happen, but that's kind of like my dream scenario. So let me know what you guys want. Let me know what you would like to see. Let me know what would be cool to you guys. So that sounds good. Go ahead, leave a comment. Don't forget to subscribe. Turn on the bell so you can be notified on all future videos just like this. And let's get talking about Fantastic Worlds. I will see all of you guys in the next video. Thank you so much for checking us out again, guys, and I'll see you in the next one. All right, peace.